Hello and welcome to Flex Fitness. The fitness tip of the week is going to be focused on squats, the technique, and then a couple variations that we can do. So when we talk about any leg exercises, and specifically squats, we want to make sure that our knees aren't going past that toe box, okay? When that happens, it really puts a lot of stress onto that knee joint. So what we like to do is first start with our hips just outside shoulder width, and then we're going to check those knees so they don't go past the toes, stick our bum out, and squat down. Now, when we stick our bum out, it's called an anterior pelvic tilt. So one of my videos before, trying to find that neutral spine, that anterior versus posterior pelvic tilt. And when we find that neutral spine, as we go down, we're gonna stick your bum out. It allows us to keep the spine neutral, but with a slight anterior pelvic tilt. My femurs aren't as long as someone that's probably 6'5", so that often dictates when we potentially can lose neutral spine. So if you're going down here and everyone says go as low as you can go, it doesn't mean go low beyond technical failure, right? So we want to make sure if we're getting down this low that we're not getting this. So if you're going down and you feel that, okay, then that's as low as you should go. Now you can work on your flexibility and through your posterior chain to help improve that, because that potentially could be a part of the reason, the length of your femurs, also a weakness in through your core and your lower back, and then into your legs. We also want to make sure that our knees are tracking with our feet, so we're not kind of getting this in here. Sometimes if you want to get down lower and keeping that neutral spine, I've used this myself. I get to the bottom and I let my legs come out like this. So you can see I'm still maintaining that neutral spine. I'm just letting my legs go out a little more. So you might get a little bit more of the adductors, which is okay, but that's one trick. And it also depends if we're doing loading our spine with a barbell or if we're holding dumbbells. That can really translate in through your lower back and whether we're losing neutral spine in different spots. That's a whole other conversation. But the important thing is that we're keeping that neutral spine, we're keeping our head up, knees are behind the toes, and we're exhaling on the way up. Okay, so those are some great techniques and tips. If you're still having issues with those knees going past the toes, you can often come up to a wall here, put your toes right up against the wall, and practice that, okay? Because the wall's not gonna let you go through it, right? So that's a good technique. Sometimes people are putting too much weight on their toes. We want to make sure that that weight's back on our heels and evenly distributed forward. Wearing proper footwear is really important as well, so we don't want to be wearing our sandals. We want to make sure if we have a flat foot or a supinated foot that we've got proper support in through the ankle area and those arches. Also, you can use a post here. And then once you've gained a little more strength, you've got practice under that, then you can get away from the post to help you with your balance. Okay, so some variations on the squats. Like I showed you, we can do that variation. I love doing drop squats. So if we're doing a barbell squat, and then we just go right into drop squats, I kind of attribute this to the dunk tank at the fair. If the ground just all of a sudden gets pulled up from underneath you, you gotta catch yourself. Still keeping that technique, knees behind the toes, head up, chest up, core engaged. And that's a great one to do as we progress, or as you're doing your workouts to challenge yourself a little more. Balance exercises. So if we have a wobble board or a Bosu ball, that's gonna introduce that balance. So the core's gotta work a little more, or proprioception. Still doing those same squats. That's a great way to do it. We can get a dumbbell, hold it up here, and we call these goblet squats. So it's going to challenge your upper body a little more, it's going to challenge your core a little more. Sometimes I like to hold dumbbells overhead or straight out. Straight out is definitely going to challenge that core more. It changes our center of gravity, the lever arm, and so the physics of it means that our core is going to work that much harder. So we really want to focus on chest up, engaging that core, proper technique. Overhead, a little less of that. Still changing where how much control we need in through the core, and definitely going to challenge those shoulders. So that upper back that I was talking about on some other exercises, it really needs to be worked on. that upper back strength and mobility. If you just do that without any weight, you can feel your upper back having to work quite a bit. So those are some great variations there. One more would be a squat jump. Okay, still not losing that technique. We want to get on the ground. When we land on the ground, we want to get right back up. Okay, those are all great techniques. And one last one would be, sorry, not techniques, variations, would be squat drops. So we'd be stepping off a platform, you just step and land. So similar to the drop squats, but we're coming off from a certain height. So we definitely want to make sure that we're landing nice and light. Go back on the box and drop down. Okay, if you have any questions about today's video, just follow the link at the bottom. Take care, have a great day, watch the fitness.